Every nation, every group of people need rules or a constitution to live by so everyone knows what the expectations are. Before Moses guided the people into the promised land, he needed to make sure that they had some rules. So he went up to the top of Mount Sinai and he had a long conversation with God. And God told him what the 10 Commandments would look like. And he wrote them, God wrote them himself on stone, on tablets. So this was the expectation for the children of Israel, how they were expected to live together in peace and harmony. He decided to come down and share it with the people. So he comes down the mountain and he hears all kinds of noise. And he looks. And what are they doing? They're gathering around an idol of a cow. And that had been one of the gods in Egypt. He was so mad at them. He said, "What are you doing?" They said, "Well, you were up there so long, we thought that there was no way that you were going to come back. And so we took all of our jewelry and we threw it into the fire, and out comes this idol. It's just really wonderful." Well, number one on the 10 Commandments is not to make any idols, to worship the Lord your God. Well, Moses got furious with the people, and he punished them, and he broke the 10 Commandments. And then God got mad at Moses because he broke the 10 Commandments, and he had to go back up the mountain, and Moses had to write it down, and it was a whole bunch of trouble. But if you look at the 10 Commandments, these are the rules for living by. But they're written in very much a negative way. Things like, thou shalt not, you will not steal, you will not kill, you will not bear false witness against your neighbor, you will not covet. These are the 10 Commandments, and they are written in a very negative way, but it was very necessary because, as you can see, this was a very unruly people. Good morning. This morning, we're going to talk about some rules that we need to establish when we're together. The most important rule that I have for you is respect. If we respect each other, we'll make sure that we honor each other, that we don't fight with each other, that we don't lie about each other, that we help each other when we can. We look for all the possible ways that we can do to show respect. What happens, you say, Mr. Frog, if we don't respect? Well, then we learn from it and we grow together. Because I think it's more important to decide what it is that we want to be like than what we don't want to be like. So let's work on showing the best respect we possibly can to one another. And in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus explains that the 10 Commandments are not even far enough. You do not kill, but you argue with your brother or your sister. Well, that's like murder. Do not bear false witness against your neighbor, but you'll gossip a little bit. Well, that's breaking the rule. Do not covet what your neighbor has. Well, everybody wants what everybody else has. So it just seemed like it was absolutely impossible to live up to what Jesus' standards were, because Jesus said that he went even farther, that God's expectations for holiness were even higher than ours. But he changed it all around. And these are called the Beatitudes. And he said, blessed or happy are poor in spirit, or those who mourn, the meek, those who hunger after what is right, the merciful, the pure in heart, the peacemakers, the persecuted. These are the people that are blessed, not the high and the mighty. And our rules then, with Jesus, could be looked at as what we do. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. So strive for the best. And he summarized it beautifully. The greatest commandment is to love God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. So rather than thou shalt not, this is our commandment, that thou shalt. Rules for the kingdom of God.